So welcome back to another in the Jesus Devotional series. Today's title is Jesus, Do This in Remembrance of Me. Notice I kind of raised my voice there like question marks. It comes out of Luke chapter 22 where they're taking communion and Jesus asked his disciples, do this in remembrance of me. No picture of Jesus could ever be complete without a biblical understanding of communion. Now, you might be quick to dismiss this devotional thinking, well, wait a minute, I got this. I understand communion. But I can assure you that there's something that many of us miss and get completely wrong. So we've heard these words, do this in remembrance of me, spoken 1,000 times through countless Sunday church services. But the depth of what it means and what Jesus was trying to leave with us has been lost. If you're like me, when you think about communion, one of a couple things probably came to mind. I know for me, during communion and thinking of remembrance, I would reminisce on the sufferings of Jesus. And at times it made me feel really thankful for what he did, or times really awful for what he went through. Sometimes both. Jesus, he's so important to me, and I just wanted to be an obedient son and be a thankful son. So over the years, I've revisited many biblical teachings just to make sure I truly understood their meanings and could live and walk out what God's intent was for them. So I decided I should revisit this remembrance. So remembrance for us today is kind of like a mental activity of sorts. In our Western mindset, it's when you recall or having a recollection of memories or recalling something to mind that's not a present reality. But Jesus lived in a different era. And in the Jewish mindset, the conception we have of remembering would be completely foreign to them. For them, a call to remember something, especially if it's tied to covenant or ceremony, would be like a vibrant, powerful, and participatory concept where we would recalibrate our lives according to what's being remembered. It might help to think of it this way. If we switch to thinking about, say, the importance of remembering one's wedding anniversary, it wouldn't quite cut it if on that day we did nothing special for our spouse, and let's say we only mentally acknowledged the anniversary. He or she wouldn't say, how thoughtful, I'm glad you didn't forget. You don't remember your anniversary by stating facts. One would rightly expect that the concept of remembering your anniversary would involve like a layer of activity, such as writing them something meaningful or making a special date night. So we remember our conventional promises like cherish this person and love them. This is like afresh when we vowed on our wedding day. Do you see that? Do you get that? So that every time we take communion, what's happening is the gospel is proclaimed anew, and we believe it and embrace it again. In other words, with action and expectation. This is an opportunity to recalibrate our lives. This is what true remembrance is. So my hope is that as Christians, we would come to the Lord's table with eagerness and expectancy, believing this is not just some like dull religious ceremony, but a spiritual gospel experience. That's the meaning